6,
cool.
you know.
So let me ask you a question. You're this good closer at 6. You become a great car salesman, young. You've gone on to sell other things and been successful. Then you built this huge training thing that we're going to talk about in a minute.
Yep.
But I'm a salesperson, which, by the way, the first step of that is admitting it.
Yeah.
Right. That I actually close. I actually sell. Right. Give me a couple things that someone out here just got into sales or is in it and struggling. Right. Like, what's a couple real keys of being great at closing? One, you've said you own it like your own business, because not everybody does think that way. But give me a couple things. What makes a good closer, a good salesperson, a good persuader?
The ability to listen, first of all, because a lot of salespeople really don't listen, and they're not even prepared to ask good questions in order to get good answers. So I'll give you an example. When I used to train people, I would carry around a quarter, a dime, and a nickel. So they can put this on the screen if you're editing this, but pretend this is a quarter, okay, and this is a dime, and this is a nickel. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to listen, okay? Bob's mom has 3 kids. The first one is Nicholas. The second one is Demetrius. What's the third one's name?
I don't know. What is it?
Okay, well, I'm going to have you listen again.
Okay, do it again.
Bob's mom has 3 kids. The first one is Nicholas. Second one is Demetrius. What's the third one's name?
I don't know.
See, that's because you're not really actively listening.
Okay.
Now, actively listen to me.
Okay.
Bob's mom has 3 kids. The first one is Nicholas. The second one is Demetrius. What's the third one's
You
name?
got me. I don't know.
Listen closely.
Stop it. Give me the
Listen.
answer.
Bob's mom.
Bob's mom. It's
Has-
Bob.
There you go.
It takes me a while.
So you
See,
notice that doesn't take you a while. You're not listening actively.
I'm struggling with my IQ issues, but I got it eventually.
I guarantee it's not that. People do it all the time. They're not listening actively because we're having a conversation and you're not trying to sell me anything.
Right.
But when someone says what makes the best salesperson, ultimately
Were all of you just watching that going, what the hell is wrong with me? Or were any of you with me on that? Like, is at least 5% of you with me that you did not know Bob's damn name?
I'd say 90%.
Because what it is, the trick is there's a damn N, a D, and a Q. So you're throwing me off with the Q.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'd have a dime, a quarter, and a nickel.
Yeah.
So people just are trying to, because they're not listening. So if you want to be great in sales, first of all, you need to learn to listen closely and actively, and then secondly, learn to ask the right questions.
Wow, that is such an awesome illustration right there. My whole audience now just unfollowed me because they know how low my IQ is.
Well, watch this. Well, you can edit it, but
No, I
trust
wanna
me,
leave it. It was awesome. I'm not letting that.
95% of the people I do that with
Yep.
never get Bob. Sometimes they'll get it on the third one, occasionally on the second one. Hardly ever they're listening.
No, I'm leaving that in there. That's too damn good.
However, knowing the right questions to ask, you know, when people start selling things, like if I say, you know, go ahead and sell me that, you know, people will start saying, oh, it's quality leather and it's going to last a long time. And that's not really selling, that's telling. Selling, I have to know what it is about you that values that, and I do that through questions. So if I were going to sell you that, I wouldn't just start selling it. Like most people, that's what they'll do. Like next time you talk to a salesperson that says they're top salesman, say, okay, well, sell me that chair. And they'll say, oh, this chair's constructed this way, and it's the greatest fabric, and it's going to last the best. And they're not asking you, you know, who's the chair for?
Yep.
You know, are you replacing a chair? You know, what do you like about the chair you're replacing? What didn't you like about the chair you're replacing? So by the time I explain that chair, I can provide value and explain to you why it's valuable. Now, let's say, for example, you tell me that chair is so quality and it's going to last forever, and I find out you're getting a divorce and you have to provide your ex-wife a replacement chair.
Yeah.
I just unsold you the chair, not even knowing it. Why? Because I didn't ask you some questions and listen to the answer.
Well, that's the big thing. Cardone said this to me. Grant Cardone and I were talking about this very topic off camera also, and he said, because it's what you just did with me. It's not just asking the question, it's getting the answer. So a lot of people ask questions, but they never get the answer. You forced me through finally to get the answer, right? And that's what a good closer gets also. They don't just ask the question, they actually get the answer. I think some people think, all I gotta do is ask a bunch of questions. Well, no, you have to get the answer and get them actively listening. That's why that is really powerful and why I wanna absolutely leave that in.